Hello, Aries. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. I know y'all have been waiting very patiently, very anxiously for your reading. Here it is. Here we go, Aries. It's just you today. That's all I'm working on in terms of zodiac. I am actually doing some secret spy work for Russell, rustling around. Me and a couple of other readers. We're doing some secret work. So I'm going to work on some of that today. And in a few days, you'll see what that is, because it's going to take me a few days to do that. But anyway, so here, it's just all about you right now, Aries. And don't you like that? My little fireball babies, the first sign in the zodiac who waited all week to get their reading. And look what we're going to do. I'm going into my Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And oh, look at this. And that's Aries energy right there, the Three of Wands. That is the third, I believe it is the third of the three deacons in Aries. So it's the sun in Aries. Look at that. Master of destiny, clear vision of want. Sitting at the bottom. I've been putting more astrological information and different messages throughout this deck. So I'm utilizing it. I'm going to do a Celtic cross reading for you. And then you're saying, well, what about the title? It's something about cartomancy. So that's what we have. We have my playing card deck. I'm going to use it to clarify every one of the tarot cards that comes out. And I don't really look at this cartomancy deck as hearts represent cups or diamonds represent pentacles or anything like that. It's specific messages on these cards. I spent quite a bit of time compiling that. I'm actually thinking like even expanding it even more, but we'll see how I do that. I was sort of thinking of taking another deck and putting sort of the opposite message. So you have a possible of this and a possible of that throughout the whole deck, but I'm still thinking about it. There's a hair bugging me. So, Aries, let's get started. Having said everything that I have said, this is just a general reading, so it may or may not resonate for you. Although I am finding what the cartomancy, it gets pretty specific. So if it does resonate with you and you're drawn to it, there is an extended at the end of this reading, and the link is at the top of the description within this video. All right, Aries, 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 Aries. If you see me looking out to the side, I'm just looking here. I always have these with me to try to focus on the energy of who I'm reading right now. All right, fireball babies. What do we have for you, Aries? Celtic cross spread for Aries. Right now, Aries, you have the Death card, Scorpionic energy. Not loss, but transformation. I really like how it's written on there. So you are going through some sort of transformation period. I'm actually being drawn to the sun coming up between these pillars. And these pillars in this card remind me of the moon card in this deck, where there's two big pillars off in the distance and the moon is risen. So it is a period of working through fears and the unknown. I kind of feel like you're coming to the end of fears and the unknown here, that you're closing off some sort of final cycle for yourself. And you've probably, I always kind of picture people, you have your past and you have your future, but there's also a period of time that I call the in-between, where you're not really in either one yet. So there could be a little bit of feeling kind of lost or confused about what direction you're going in and where that's taking you. But you're going through transformation, and I do see the sun is starting to rise on the horizon. Your challenge right now is the Four of Wands, partnerships, collaboration, cooperation, friendship, romance. You still have Aries energy, Venus in Aries. So your challenge is, for some of you, perhaps you're closing off friendships, you're closing off periods of time in your life that might have been celebratory, and the challenge is finding this again, or I don't know. We're going to see what this tells us. It could be finding it again, or just coming to a finalization with whatever it is. Your focus right now is the devil. Pleasure and pain, physical imprisonment, lust, greed, and power. So I don't know what part of the focus is. I kind of feel like if you've got the Death card, and the sun is starting to rise on the horizon. You know that saying where they say, it's always darkest before the dawn. But because I can see the sun almost starting to rise here, you might be in that period of time where it's kind of darkest before the dawn. So there might be things that you're wrestling with here. Sort of, I wouldn't be surprised if like sort of the Nine of Swords energy kind of came out with that. But it does tell me too that you're focusing on things that trigger you, things that make you feel trapped or patterns within your own life that may have not done you the best moving forward. You're focusing on these things. I guess in a sense, actually, it's really good. As long as you don't become too overly focused and wrapped up in it and try to move beyond it. But I think you are with the Death card in now position. In the past, you had the King of Swords. So it does feel like in the past you were trying to overturn things that were not working out and trying to make a new future, but doing it in a very logical way here. Trying to be pretty firm, using your solid logic, trying to see the big picture. You may have been sort of authoritative in terms of doing this, but that is an energy, like if Aries has got something on their mind, something they want to do, they're going to be pretty intense about doing that. So that was in your past. Your strength is the Seven of Swords. That's interesting. It's interesting that you would have the Seven of Swords up here as your strength. And then you have the Devil card as your focus. Your strength, I mean, because the Seven of Swords, here I've gotten written down fears, mystery, and deception, which is an awful lot of energy linked into the Devil. So your strength here is, I want to say, kind of like what your focus is. If that's how you're approaching this Devil energy, what things have put fear into you in the past? In what ways have you deceived yourself? In what ways have you allowed other people to deceive you? Is mystery tied into all of this as well? There's definitely a connection between your strength and your focus. So I want to say, like, it's heavy energy, but it does seem to be kind of lined up in a somewhat healthy way. Your future is the Five of Pentacles. I'm telling you, Aries. I had a bad feeling that this is going to be one of those readings where it kind of tells you the straight and narrow here. And just sit down, get yourself a cup of tea to do. But the Cartomancy really comes in like hard and fast too with information. So I just I'm an Aries too. And I've just been finding like every time I try to do something, like a wall comes up or a roadblock. I think, okay, well then I'll direct my energy over here. And then I get like another wall or another roadblock. Okay, well I'll go over here and try this. And it's just like, these can be like really simple things in your life or really big things that you're trying to accomplish and push through. And I think it was, last night I did a live reading and Ashutosh was in there and he's one of my moderators. He's out in India and I never know when he sleeps actually, to be honest. It's like he's always awake. But he was saying something about Mars sort of being hidden for the next 6 months and that being a bit of a challenge. And it's interesting that he would say that. I'm not quite sure what the details on that are, but Scorpio, when I did Scorpio's reading, because they are also ruled by Mars, they have 2 planetary energies and Mars is one of them. It was the hardest reading I did all week, was that one. And I see this more like things that are not meant for you being closed off from you. Like, it can be simple. Like yesterday, I just tried to go get a new bathing suit and there was nowhere I could go do that. So I just thought, shit, I'm just going to go home. Like, it's frustrating. So it's kind of like that. It can be really small things or it can be really big things. But again, I think it's all kind of tied into what's for you, what's not for you. What triggers you? Why does it trigger you? What are you looking at here? What do you need to look at? It's really like a take stock and look at these things kind of energy. It's like, you can't do anything else except see what you're not to go towards right now and focus on why. Why do you think... I don't know. This is not the kind of reading I know Aries is going to want to hear, but a Gemini had a bit of it didn't really come out negative, but some people just, I don't want to hear the negative stuff, Cindy. I've seen that in the comments. We're like, well, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It's kind of like manifestation. Manifestation works on certain principles and practices. And even if you don't believe it, you're still participating in it. Doesn't matter. So your guidance right now is the Ten of Swords, is to allow the death process to take place. It is to allow all things perhaps that you had in the past that are closing off, you may be clinging to let those things end. It's painful enlightenment, really. Painful enlightenment, Aries. So what you need to know right now is the High Priestess. You don't need to know anything. To know anything. I'm really hearing that. What you need to know right now, nothing. It almost feels like a void. I would almost describe this. I don't think there's one going on. Almost like a void of course. Maybe that's kind of part of what's going on with Mars right now. I don't know. I have to talk to Ashutosh and see what exactly he meant by that. Because I asked Russell too before coming in here, and it wasn't quite the answer that I thought. I don't know. So I'm not really sure what that is, but I'm feeling something. So if you guys are feeling it as well, what you need to know right now is nothing. There's hidden things is all you need to know. But you don't need to know what they are or how they unfold or how you are connected to those. So your hopes and your fears are temperance. Your hopes and your fears are that you're going to be told, you got to keep waiting, you got to keep alchemizing, you got to be patient. I am telling you, this is not a reading, the Aries. The outcome is the moon. Oh my God, Aries. This just resonates so much, guys, of like deep shadow work. And it's like anything. It's like when you go through sort of an awakening process or a next level of sort of self-awareness and consciousness. And then I can tell people, okay, you're going through an awakening process. Most of the time, people coming to readings like this understand that there's always different levels of that, and you never complete that in life. But there's always the odd person that says, I'm awake, I'm good. You're not. You're never fully consciously awake. That is the exploration of humanity in this lifetime. And this is part of that process. So there's something going on right now for you where you're closing things off. There's an element of complete unknown for you. Feeling even held back or pulled away from different situations, different people, different outcomes. There's a lot of major arcana too, and it's sitting in really prominent areas, like your entire section here, that's all about sort of the guidance and the outcomes and the fears. It's all major arcana except this, and it's still a pretty major minor arcana, a pretty major minor. You have the Page of Pentacles. Oh, look at this. See, I like this because this is sort of like a restart energy. This is the Page of Pentacles. This is connecting matter and physical existence. That's interesting. But it does feel like taking a step-by-step approach, like kind of relearning about yourself again on a whole new level. Oof. Isn't there a whole whack of planets going into retrograde or something? Or they are soon too. I don't know. Astrologically, it feels like it's been a really heavy time in and out for all sorts of different signs. And this is the one for you right now, Aries. I can really feel it. All right. So with your Death card, you have the Four of Diamonds, a reminder that financial responsibility is necessary to achieve stability and prosperity. So it does feel like you're being kind of, part of this death process is taking you to focus what you can do. Because I'm kind of just like, I literally sat down, was it yesterday? Yeah. And I just thought about like everything. And it's like, I don't know, if something comes up online, all my friends are able to go and do it and get it. And then I'll go and no. No. And I can't. I just got to the point. Like I can't even go and find new underwear and bathing suits at stores. And I thought, I feel like the only thing that I can do right now is literally like tend to my environment. That's where I feel like I have any sort of control. I feel like I don't have any roadblocks when it comes down to sitting here and doing like readings for you guys, the universe. There's certain things I feel like right now, Aries, if this is resonating with you, that you were going through these sort of changes, that it's like you're being almost put in a holding pattern. And there are certain things I honest to goodness feel like you have no control over. And then there's other things that you do, and that's where you should put your focus. And I do feel like, as you know, I'm just looking at, like, look at this card. Like, you're all about coming out of the fire and exploring and initiating and doing new things and finding new opportunities. So this is a very difficult energy for you, for all of it. Anyone who's got like a lot of Mars energy. So focus on your financial responsibilities, achieve prosperity and stability kind of in a physical sense for you. So the challenge is the Two of Hearts. Wow. Your challenge, you have the Two of Hearts going with the Four of Wands. A union of hearts, spend quality time with those that you love. So again, like you may not even be able to spend the kind of time that you want with people that you feel connected to, people that you have feelings towards. These could even be friendships as well. This is a really shitty energy. I'm sorry. I can't. The cards, I gotta tell you what it tells you. The Devil is your focus. You have the Queen of Clubs, a charismatic woman who is in a position of power. Oh, that's interesting. Now, coming out as a focus, and for what I see, like the one thing that feels like you can kind of do here, which is your own financial responsibility, your stability, your prosperity. Again, I feel like the Devil is almost serving as a bit of a roadblock to direct you to certain things. So this just feels an awful lot like the Queen of Pentacles to me. And I don't even think that clubs represent that, but that's kind of what I'm getting from it. So again, it's creating a sense of stability for yourself, a sense of ownership in your environment and the physical aspects of what you can control here. I do too want to say, like, the Devil really has a bad rap. I think it's a big misconception, because without this energy, we wouldn't be forced to look at certain things to improve our lives, to improve ourselves. So that's what this is right here. In the past, you have the King of Swords, the Four of Pentacles. Mental stability may lead to a great adventure. Isn't that funny? Mental. And look where you are with the swords in the past. It does kind of seem like you may have had like a lot of ideas and clarity about what you wanted to do and how you wanted to do it. And even perhaps going on great adventures based on this thought process. The Strength card. You have the King of Hearts. An influential man who is a romantic and affectionate. An influential man who is romantic and affectionate, but also emotional. Could be a father. That's odd. It doesn't feel like your energy. This kind of feels like your energy. Down here, the Seven of Swords linked with that. There could be fears and deceptions here. You could have someone around you. I mean, this could even be tied into whatever the challenge is. Like you could have a partner right now, and maybe you're going through things or they're going through things, and it feels like there's like almost like an emotional disconnect. And it could even lead to, like, if there's an emotional disconnect for a period of time where people start, we've heard this before, like in relationships too, that when people have been in relationships for a long time, there could be little things that you don't share with each other, or you just don't bother telling them how you feel about something, you know, and eventually this all piles up and becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, because I feel like there could be something that you are not seeing, but this is actually your strength. So it does feel like something that you may not be seeing in a connection or in potential connection around you. There might be some deception about this. Someone could even be holding back on their feelings. That could be you or someone else here. I do have my teeny tiny tarot ready to go. There's been the odd time I've needed to clarify doing these, and I think I will for that one. So in your future, you have this Five of Pentacles, the nine of Spades, an ending in your life soon. Oh, this is a bad card. Oh my God, this is a bad card. So you guys are really, I feel like you're being dragged through the coals. I know last night there were people saying, when's the Aries reading coming? When's the Aries reading coming? And I just had a feeling, I thought, I think it's going to be heavy, and it's heavy. So you have a Nine of Spades. It's like things ending in your life. And these could be related to people close to you. These could be related to connections very close to you. The fact that it's sitting here with the death card, there are major endings. Major endings coming into play for you. I will also say that some of you could be dealing with someone who's very sick right now. And I'm not going to lie about it, that if you already know this person is getting ready to go to the other side. That is something that some of you might be dealing with. If someone you know is already like terminally ill, or their health has been going downhill quite quickly, some of you are in the process of dealing with that. I can't lie, because that's what the card is saying. So your guidance is the Ten of Swords, is to let this happen. This ending, however these endings are, and as painful as they are for you. You have the Three of Spades, tears, a reaction to bad news involving indecision, fear, or a job. I just can't. This is the hardest reading I've ever done for anybody, Aries. It really is. There are parts of it that I see in myself here, but there are parts of it that go even deeper than like anything that I'm going through. It's really, really rough. God, this is the hardest reading. This is hard. I have done hard readings like this in the past for other signs, but it's been a long time. Like, it's been a good year and a half. And this is the kind of reading where I feel like I wish you all sitting with me and that we could have a discussion about it. It's really hard to deliver something like this as a general reading. So I will try to be in the comments as much as possible. If it's not resonating with you, it's not, right? And that's also the important thing to note, that the message comes out for those who need to hear it the most. And sometimes those people too are also not comfortable commenting because they are going through something really difficult. So there is definitely major endings here for you, Aries. You are closing off major chapters in your life. There are certain things that are being hidden from you at this time. But because your hope and your fear is temperance, this is alchemizing, allowing the past to settle so that the future can be paved forward for you. So it's almost like knowing that you have to sit in this in-between energy. For some of you, it feels like you're just coming out of the ending. For others of you, it feels like you may have been sitting in the in-between for a while. And for some of you, getting closer, like you're all going to sit in a different point in this energy. What you need to know as a High Priestess, is there anything she's going to give us here? The Five of Spades, soon moving on and leaving behind what you know. A new job, a relocation, the end of your relationship. You guys are closing off some really big stuff, Aries. All you need to know is, okay, literally, I feel like if this card resonates, if this reading is resonating, you kind of already know the things that you are closing off and what are coming to endings for you. So that's not unknown. What is unknown is what lays ahead for you. And it even feels like that's almost kind of like your strength. So maybe really good things, really good people and relationships and connections are laying ahead for you into the future, but it's completely hidden from you. It really, like this really links in to this High Priestess energy for me. It's hidden from you. It's held back from you. This is not the time for it for you right now. Hopes and fears. Temperance. The Four of Spades. Stability will soon return to your workplace or health. Troubled times are almost over. Yay! There you go. There you go. This is literally like the pause, perhaps, the calm after the storm. Not before the storm. I feel like y'all are in the storm. I don't feel like you're approaching the storm. If everything is really good, or you've already been through something difficult and it's you're starting to see like the sun rise over this death card energy, you're already feeling the stability. I don't feel like this reading is telling anybody about something coming up in their life that is really, really hard and horrible. If this is resonating with you, you're already feeling like major endings in your life with the death card. So it is. Whatever this in-between is for you, it's literally like, I kind of feel like it's saying you've been through pretty much the hardest points at this time. It's almost like the psychological effect of what's left here. Because you have the Devil and then you have the Ten of Swords as your guidance. The Ten of Swords is just to take this painful enlightenment and allow yourself to be reborn from it, through it. Your outcome is the moon, the 9 of diamonds. Upcoming expenses, repairs, bills, or large purchases. Well, that could be positive. There's something to do with your finances here in the upcoming, and it's not completely known to you yet at this point with the moon card, and there could be some fears behind this. There's definitely, I see, like here I've got written down deepest, darkest secrets and desires. Like this could be an area that you hold really close, like within you, and it is part of your deepest desires and secrets, but it's darkest too. So because these could be things that are really important to you, if they don't happen, there could be a lot of fear based in that. And see, a reminder that this is it. The universe is keeping you on a certain path here, almost as if to prepare you in the future for what's to come. And it does feel like it has something to do, what's to come with you in the future before anything else feels more like your expenses, your physical stability and abundance, having, I guess, like, well, just be more stable, really, just be more stable. At the bottom, you have the 8 of Hearts. Important social event coming where you will meet with important business or romantic connections. This card's been going around a lot this week, actually. So it's almost like at the bottom, there's something here to tell you that there will be some sort of events that you can go to with your friend. I'm just letting my friends put things together right now, and I join them because it's like, I can't set anything up. The universe is just not letting it happen. And so I feel like this is something coming up too. Like if you feel like there's blocks, or if you try to set things up and nobody's available, if people are contacting you, go and see what you can get out of that right now, Aries. And yeah, anyone else who follows astrology like really strongly can say like what they think, why this energy is so intense right now. And I honestly, I feel like it has something to do with Mars, because it was really hard. Scorpio really drained me doing their reading this week. This one's actually not as draining. Maybe because it's just so clear cut, but still not the best. Your strength here. So we want to look at this. The King of Hearts. You have the 3 of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. Where did I feel like you have the 3 of Wands? That's odd. So something in the future here. You've already put some sort of investment, whether that's investing in yourself. And look, at the Page of Pentacles is at the bottom and it's coming out here. So there's something I feel like that is your strength, that you've perhaps already put some seeds into it and some aspect of your life, and the ship will be coming in. But you actually will need to look at it a little bit differently than how you've looked at, perhaps how you've looked at partnerships, friendships, connections, and commitments. There is something different here for you to look at, and even taking the time, like being held in position to see it, to see something for what it is. Oh, the Tower moments at the bottom. I don't know what the hell that's about. I kind of feel like you've already been through a lot of Tower moments here. I can never just leave. I got to clarify that. Because everything is reversed after that. I can't even get anything. I can't leave anyone in a reading like that. So the Tower moment. What is this Tower moment for Aries at the bottom? The Queen of Pentacles. That's interesting. This is the energy down here. So your focus is on track, and there's going to be some sort of a major change in your life. So if you're already sensing it, if you already have an inclination about some sort of major change in your life, you are sensing it correctly, and it is. And you're focusing on it. The 2 of Pentacles. Just keep juggling your resources and keeping everything balanced in your life. Oh my God, Aries. There you go. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to go and do the extended now and see what we can get out of that for you. Anyways, thanks guys. Until next time. Aren't you glad you waited for that? Do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.